So you're thinking about buying a Casio Celviano AP-270 digital piano. You've seen the sleek images, the 4.5-star rating on Amazon, the promises of an authentic grand piano feel for your home. I'm here to save you from making a potentially expensive mistake by showing you the honest problems nobody talks about. For the best price, click the link in the description. But here's what surprised me. After months of testing, I discovered this piano isn't for everyone, and the marketing glosses over some critical flaws that could drive you nuts. Therefore, if you're a serious beginner or a parent buying for lessons, you need to hear this before you click Add to Cart. Let's start with the biggest selling point, the feel. Casio calls this the tri-sensor II scaled hammer action. It sounds impressive, like you're getting the mechanical nuance of a $50,000 instrument. And for the price, the weighted keys are decent. They have a graded heaviness, just like a real piano. But here's the first major problem, the tactile feedback. Play a rapid passage, and the keys feel a bit springy. There's a noticeable bounce back that lacks the dense, settled feel of even an entry-level acoustic upright. It's like the difference between closing a solid car door and a lightweight one. You notice the hollow thud. Therefore, if you're transitioning from an acoustic piano, this might feel like a toy initially. Your fingers will adapt, but that initial disappointment is real. And speaking of disappointment, let's talk about the bench. It comes included, which is great, but it's about as comfortable as a medieval church pew after 30 minutes. The padding is minimal. It's the piano equivalent of getting free airline peanuts. Nice it's there, but don't expect a meal. Joke number 1. This bench is so firm, I'm convinced Casio designed it to encourage proper posture by making slouching physically painful. Now the sound. They boast 2 stunning concert grands in 22 tones. The primary piano sounds, especially the first concert grand, are actually quite beautiful through headphones. The 192-note polyphony means no dropped notes in complex pieces. But here's the massive however. The built-in speaker system. It's only 16 watts. For a piano of this size and ambition, that's anemic. In a medium-sized room, you have to crank it to near max to feel any presence. At high volume, the sound can get brittle and thin, losing all the warmth you hear in the headphones. Therefore, the at-home experience for anyone listening is significantly compromised unless you invest in external speakers. That's a hidden cost they don't tell you about. Let's rehook. Are the connectivity features a lifesaver or just more marketing fluff? The answer might surprise you. They promote smart app connectivity with the Casio Music Space app. It's free. You connect via USB MIDI. But the app feels like it was designed by engineers who have never met a musician. The interface is clunky. Loading scores is slow. The lesson features are basic. It gets the job done, but it's not the seamless, inspiring experience you imagine. It's more of a digital manual than a creative partner. Therefore, don't buy this piano for the app. Buy it for the hardware and consider the app a bonus you might use twice. Joke number 2. Using the Casio Music Space app is like trying to have a deep conversation with a very smart but extremely literal robot. It understands the notes but not the music. Now, the design. The cabinet is elegant, they're right. It looks like a proper piece of furniture, not a plastic keyboard on a stand. But the materials are where corners are cut. The wood is a vinyl wrap over MDF. It looks fine from a distance, but up close, you can tell. It's susceptible to scratches. And the music rest. It's a lightweight, flimsy piece of plastic that feels like an afterthought. If you breathe on it too hard, it might wave back at you. Therefore, manage your expectations. This is not heirloom furniture. It's a functional, nice-looking cabinet that does its job. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Who is this actually for? Because after all these problems, I'm not just telling you to run away. Here's the contrarian snapback. For all its flaws, the AP270 is a phenomenal value for a *specific person. If you are an absolute beginner, or a parent buying a first serious instrument for a child, This is arguably the best entry point. The weighted action teaches proper finger strength. The headphone jacks are a godsend for silent practice, and the included sustain pedal is decent, but you must go in knowing the limitations. The speakers are for personal practice, not impressing guests. The key feel is good, not great. Therefore, see it as a brilliant, compact training tool, not a permanent replacement for an acoustic piano. Joke number 3. Buying this as your forever piano is like marrying your high school sweetheart after one date. It might work out, but you probably haven't experienced what you're really missing. Now, the top reviews on Amazon praise its value. And they're not wrong. For under $1,000, you get a complete package: piano, bench, pedal, decent sounds, weighted keys. That's incredible. But the 4.5-star average often glosses over the long-term gripes. People mention the speaker weakness if you read between the lines. They mention the app is finicky. Therefore, the high rating is for the price-to-performance ratio, not for perfection. Let's dive into the headphone experience because this is where the piano truly shines. The dual headphone jacks are fantastic for student-teacher sessions, and privately, the sound is rich, full, and immersive. But you need good headphones. The cheap ones won't do the internal sound engine justice. Therefore, factor the cost of decent Audio-Technica or Sennheiser headphones into your budget. It unlocks the piano's true potential. Joke number 4. Using cheap earbuds with this is like watching a 4K nature documentary on a flip phone. You're getting the information, but you're missing the entire beauty. Final rehook. So with all these problems laid bare, should you actually buy it? The final verdict isn't what you think. Here's the resolution. The Casio Celviano AP-270 is a brilliantly compromised instrument. It makes grand piano features accessible. It gets 85% of the way there for 25% of the cost. The problems, the speakers, the springy key return, the basic app, are the trade-offs for that price. Therefore, your decision is simple. If you need a quiet, space-saving, affordable practice instrument with a real feel to start or continue your journey, this is a top-tier choice. Buy it, use headphones, and enjoy. But if you have the space, the budget, and the need for a powerful, room-filling sound and impeccable action, save longer and look at the next tier up or a used acoustic. The goal of this review wasn't to trash Casio. It was to set honest expectations so you buy with confidence, not disappointment. For the specific beginner or disciplined practicer it targets, the AP-270 is a resounding success. Therefore, click the link in the description for the best current price on Amazon. See the latest reviews and make your informed choice. You now know the secrets.